If I walk into Mildred's home, our archetypal final expense prospect, and I'm going in there with the used car salesman mentality, I'm going to close this woman. I'm going to charge the highest price. I don't care what she thinks. I just want her money, no matter what good it does or bad it does to this person. If you go into a sales call with that kind of terrible mindset, to take as much as you can without care of solving the problem and while keeping it reasonably affordable for the client, what you will end up with is many of these clients will acquiesce. They'll just buy from you because you're so aggressive in pitching them. But as soon as you walk out the door and go to the next point and then pat yourself on the back that you closed it, guess what Mildred's doing? She's calling up your insurance company. She'll do it today or tomorrow or the next day. And she's saying, hey, cancel that policy. I don't want that guy over here. He's too pushy. I'm not interested. There was one agent that I talked to who was with another company, well-known MLM-based company. He said, there's a guy out of Knoxville, I live in Chattanooga, that was the #1 producer for this district. Not only was he the #1 producer, came from the car business, he was also the #1 in lowest persistency. and persistency means how much of your business do you keep on the books. So he sold a bunch, but he lost a bunch, right? And that kind of not always goes together, as we'll kind of describe ways to avoid this, but this is the thing you want to avoid. One truism of the insurance business, final expense in particular, really all of insurance, it's not what you sell, it's what you keep, right? You can sell a lot of coverage, but if you can't keep it on the books, what good is it? Didn't do your client good. You got to sell policies that stick. The stock policy that pays, policy that stays is the policy that pays, right? So that's how we have to think. And part of that process is also selling in the right way. So at the Ford Insurance Group, and what I teach really in all my YouTube videos, the insurance sales success training site and everything, is that you have to be client-centric. You have to sell in a way that you're enthusiastic, that you really feel in your heart of hearts that your client should own this. But there's this middle ground that you got to walk where it's not all about you and being aggressive and pushing somebody into it, threatening like the typical salesperson that we think of. We want to avoid that, but be more like, I would say the best description is like an evangelist for life insurance. You really have to believe that this product saves lives. And you have to insist in a positive way, not a negative way, that today is the day they need to buy. And a lot of that comes from your energy level, where your heart's at, also how you sell. So a couple of things that I like to use and incorporate in our final expense presentation is open-ended questions. I think it's better to influence somebody based on them agreeing that they have a problem, not just logically, but emotionally. And to get somebody to change their mind is really hard. And it usually doesn't happen by telling somebody how to think, but helping people see the alternative and giving them the autonomy to make the decision and see for themselves that this is the right way to think. Perfect case in point. If you try to argue with somebody online about politics, how many hearts and minds have you changed on the opposite side of the aisle? Probably zero. People have their opinions. They think what they're going to think. And it takes a person who is respected and appreciated by that person, in many cases, for them to shift their mindset. So I don't believe in like aggressively pushing people to buy. I show people what reality is. I ask them questions like, God forbid, if you die tomorrow, how's this going to be paid? And then I shut up and let them answer. And I get them uncomfortable with those questions because as I ask and as they think and as they see what they didn't see, what I'm trying to tell them becomes self-apparent. They are going to die. They are at risk of death, 100% certain going to happen. So why wouldn't they have protection? Why wouldn't they protect their loved ones? We walk them through with more questions about what if they die and their kids have to pay for it? Could they pay for it? How would they feel if they had to pay for it? And walk them through that series of emotions. And what that does is it not just gets them like logically agreeing like, yeah, this is a good idea, but they see and feel the pain of their of making a wrong decision. It's like with my mom. I'll give you another story of how powerful this is and why, going back to how we sell to reduce chargebacks, we want to sell in this way, in this advocacy way. My mom was a smoker. You guys probably know smokers. They'll tell you don't smoke. Like my mom used to say, don't smoke because she was on her second pack of cigarettes. And me nagging her never stopped her to smoke. What did stop her smoking was what? When she got tongue cancer and had to cut a part of her tongue out. And that was terrible. She's all right. But it was in that moment that she realized her death was real, that she shaped up and changed things. So all of this is to say that's how people come around to making decisions and changing their minds. It's life experiences. It's also helping people see things in ways they don't normally see. And a good salesperson will use open-ended questions in order to get that.